This week we're at a station that opened in 1901 in an area that's known today for technology and innovation.
A tradition that continues around us today. Today we're at Old Street.
In this week's episode.
Let's go downstairs at Old Street.
Exciting or not exciting? What are you going with?
Lordy, that's a big fan and duct.
I've been given the keys.
That's right. I'm on it like a seagull on ships.
Oh my goodness.
Is it good?
Very busy interchange.
Chris! My Monday just got a whole lot better.
Greetings, welcome to a very special Hidden London Hangout. Today, it's the one for anyone who loves tiles. Now, Siddy and I didn't make it to this particular recording, and I get the feeling that both of us have got quite a bit of FOMO about this one because it is a cracker of a station. I don't do this alone. I've got three wonderful folk from the London Transport Museum to guide us through the station that we're talking about and have a bit of a laugh along the way. And Chris Nix, you and Laura went down there to Old Street, and apparently we're in for a bit of an assault on the senses, aren't we?
Absolutely. Absolute stunner of a place. Great, gorgeous day to go and visit, and a station that I enjoyed finding out about.
Gorgeous stuff. Siddy Holloway, as always, my love. I don't really remember going to Old Street Station and using it, but I mean, to be honest, it's been a bit off the radar. What about for you?
Yeah, I'm quite jealous that we didn't make this one because it is a station that I had earmarked for quite some time for a visit, but then we just couldn't make this work diary wise. So I'm really excited to see what you guys found, because I don't use Old Street much, but I went through it fairly recently this year and thought, hang on a minute, there must be secret bits here.
It's incredible. And Laura Hilton Brown, honey pie, you have struck gold with this place. Apparently all you two have talked about since you went was our trip to Old Street.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm genuinely sorry you guys couldn't make it, but Chris and I had an absolute blast. I can't lie. It was a really beautiful day, so we enjoyed doing the kind of outside pieces, and I didn't realize there was going to be a gift that kept on giving, and that's exactly what it was. I'm going to sit back today with my mug of tea and let you guys watch this, and I hope you feel the excitement and the energy and the enthusiasm for it, because we were like little children in a sweet shop.
I can't wait. I've got my tea as well.
Yeah, sit back and enjoy.
Sit back, relax and enjoy the flight, because this one is going to be a cracker for you. So let's go downstairs at Old Street.
So Chris, the last time you and I were on site together, I believe, was City Road.
It's near neighbour.
It's like a short walk away.
And also the weather was, we always get the good weather, don't we?
We've got some sunny vibes, I think, Chris and I. And here we are at Old Street, which is oozing in historical significance, isn't it? Because this used to be a Roman road all the way to Colchester. And I think, jump forward a few years, and here we are in a kind of tech, kind of commerce hub. And I believe the roundabout is known as the Silicon Roundabout.
That's right, yes. Not to be confused with the Silicone Roundabout, which I think might be a different thing. But anyway, we're at a station that's actually got some real age to it originally. It might not look like it today because it's having yet another facelift.
It is, isn't it?
But it's part of that City and South London Railway extension. So if you remember, City and South London Railway originally built in 1890, and then it was extended south in 1900 to Clapham North, as we know it today, and Clapham Common. And then the following year, in 1901, 17th of November, another 3 stations open up here, coming towards Angel. So Old Street here, then City Road, as you say, and then Angel. And it's quite a simple station when it opens up.
Yeah.
It's serving one line. It was a fairly plain sort of brick, red brick arch windowed facade, but all of that has changed a great deal in the recent years. So what we've got behind us is now kind of state of the art, isn't it? And in the midst of being finished. So we've got this lovely vision of what it's going to be like going forward.
We'll have to come back.
We will.
And look at the look at the light that's going to be going into that section of the station.
It's a very modern glazed building.
Very contemporary.
It's got a green roof, lots of glass to let the light in. I particularly like the roundel that's into the acoustic bars on the ceiling, which you see when you go down. It's really rather lovely. So quite a handsome station, but one that now has escalators, and therefore, as it was built with lifts, might have some things of interest for us.
I mean, we might want to go and look in those areas.
Should we go and check it out?
I think so. So you could be forgiven for missing this, but eyes up, Christopher.
Yeah, that's it's quite hard to see from here, isn't it? It's a bit easier when you're at the top and you can.
Yeah, the way the light kind of bounces off
catches it. But I mean, it's so new. We've still got the wraps on the beams.
There is a lot going on here today.
It feels like a present waiting to be unwrapped somehow, doesn't it?
For you, because it's a beam.
I'm easily pleased. Well, I think this is going to be a stunning entrance to the station once it's finished. It's not very far off. It's due to be completed early next year.
It's a lovely, intricate piece of design as soon as you arrive, isn't it? Which is a really lovely welcome to the station. So I think we need to go investigate further, subterranean.
Right, let's do it.
So Chris, I just know you're going to tell me something about this area.
I am, and you stood on it. So the first time I came here, it was to go to a particular place, and the clue is this green line on the floor. Do you know why there's be a green line on the floor? Clue, have a look at the sign as to where that goes to.
Is it leading people underground?
Well, it is, but it's leading them to a very specific space. If we just follow this green line, I'm going to do it.
Do I need to crawl? I'm walking on it. I'm like a gymnast on the beam.
And there's your reason.
Ah.
So the first time I came here, it's because I had an eye problem. And one of my colleagues said, oh, it's very easy to find the hospital when you get there from the station, because all you do is follow the green line.
Pure navigational tool.
That's right. It's there to help people who are visually impaired be able to find their way more easily to a hospital.
And that's why it's the bright colour.
It is. Now, the other really bright colours here, Laura, I think are actually more to do with the era that this station ticket hall was refurbished in. So let's go and dive in and have a look at that.
Let's go.
So, what date are you going
I mean,
for?
I'm going to take a punt with 60s.
Yeah, it is. 1963 is this finish. Quite nice, actually, this mosaic.
Do you know what? It's not bad. It's not bad at all.
Yeah. But the subterranean ticket hall actually dates back to much earlier.
Yeah.
So the station was converted from being a lift station to escalators in 1925. But they didn't actually finish the entrance.
Is that quite early?
It's fairly. It's not the earliest. You've got Earl's Court with escalators and so on, but much earlier than that. But the 20s was a big time. The 20s and 30s was a lot of stations are being converted to escalator. And actually, they did all of the ticket hall bit in 25 and the escalators, but they didn't do the station entrance until 29. So there's quite a big gap in that. But this bit that we're in now has not changed that much since 1963, really, in terms of its look and feel. Got a bit of when the road was widened above it.
Yep.
They expanded the subways and the ticket hall and put in provision for an extra escalator, thankfully. So there are now 3 escalators.
As you can tell, it's very busy and therefore needed.
So we should head on down that last escalator to join here and see what we can find down below.
So Chris, I'd like to have a quick look here. Tiles and stairs, happy place.
Absolutely. So quite a few stairs, 126 and 145 to the 2 different
We can do this.
levels.
We can do this.
What do you think of the mauve?
I quite like it. And I especially like it because next to the black, it's a really nice combination.
Yeah, you don't get mauve very often. This is a very, very light one. Caledonian Road, a bit
Very,
deeper mauve.
very, very pale, yes.
Yeah, and also this camera is picking up that there's actually quite a bit of difference between the different tiles. You see,
with what you can see with the
naked
light.
eye doesn't pick it up quite so much, but the camera sure does. Well, look, should we go and see what the stairs are like?
Let's go do some stairs.
I still fancy doing the escalator, so we'll come
No,
back.
stairs only.
Ooh, hey. Well, this is all very bare and unfinished, isn't it? No tiling. So what have we got? Oh, look, there we go.
What are you going to find, Christopher?
C and SLR.
There it is.
City and South London Railway, which is great. Exactly what it should be. And we know from other CSLR stations that we've been to that they didn't tend to finish off the interiors of their stair shafts. Should we do the obligatory have a peek down?
Downward shot.
Give our viewers vertigo. Hang on. Oh, this is going to take a bit of doing. Whew,
Please be careful.
That is a juicy old drop, isn't it?
Juicy drop. Let's not be doing it.
Wow, no. I think we'll give that one the swerve, yeah?
What a shame. Small Twix wrapper there.
Preserved
Spoiling the
forever
shot.
on the Hangouts. Right, well, I think the more I think about these tiles, Laura, the more there's just massive amounts of
I
variation.
was liking them until you did spot that crazy little pink kind of variation.
I mean, quite vibrant pink. I think if Alex were here, he would be referencing Tops tiles right now. So
Totally would.
let's see if we can go and find any better ones.
Let's do that. So onwards we move from the mauve tiles to the escalator.
Yeah, it's you've still got a bit of poster frame.
Oh, there's a grey
from
tile there
yesteryear.
too.
And these are pretty deep, aren't they?
Here we go.
I mean, it's
I'm not doing very well with the camera.
there I am.
Terrible camera shot.
It's not the deepest one that we've been in, but it's a fair old depth, isn't it?
I do love talking about the depth of escalators.
Yeah.
Sets me going on a Monday morning. The joy. I like looking at all the posters, I can't lie.
So this was the escalator shaft that was added and wasn't actually opened until the mid-70s, and I bet they were very glad to get that third escalator here.
Absolutely.
Just based on us being here out of peak hours, it's very much needed, isn't it?
I'm quite surprised by that though, because I mean I knew it was a busy station. You'll be surprised to hear that in my youth I was super trendy, and when I lived in Kennington, this was Old Street was like our hangout spot. We used to go out in Hoxton a lot. And I knew it was busy, but this has been incredibly busy.
Well, I think the clue to that is what's above your head.
Let me take a step back. The interchange.
Yeah. So we might think of this as a tube station,
Do you know what I do? That is my go-to, to be fair.
but it was added to by a second line, which is the Great Northern City Railway. And again, you'd be forgiven for thinking of that as a tube line because it did operate with 1938 stock until 1975, since the New Works programme had put essentially tube stock onto it. But then it was adopted back by British Railways in 1975. So it's had a kind of a mixed history. In fact, it was so complicated, the ownership of this site. One half was owned by Great Northern City Railway, which was then bought out by the Metropolitan Railway, and Metropolitan Railway and City and South London Railway each owned part of the station. And they came to an arrangement in, I think, 1915, where they decided to each run it for 2 years and then hand it to the other one to operate for 2 years.
I like that kind of arrangement, though. I mean, if it works, it works.
Slightly bonkers, but
It
there
is,
we go.
isn't it?
But that's why it became a very important interchange station, and that's why it's so busy as it is today.
And I also love this time of year. Chris, look at the posters around us.
Which one? The one advertising broccoli?
Maybe not the broccoli. I was going with the festive concerts and all of the Royal Albert Hall stuff. We've got
Fair enough.
Christmas in Tinseltown, E.T. in concerts. Oh, I do love it.
Yeah, a bit of Opera House.
Some Opera House. There you go, Elizabeth.
Grand. Okay, well, should we head on?
Onwards.
Onwards.
So, Chris, I mean, I'm going with mustard or mango. both of which I like to eat.
Yeah.
I'm not sure I'm liking to look at.
It's a step too far for me, this, I've got to be honest. In fact, if I'm going seasonal, because look, we're surrounded, as you say, by Christmassy posters.
Holidays are coming.
I'm going to go eggnog. How about that?
Ooh, thrown in at the last minute.
Is that too early?
No,
but,
never.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting mix, isn't it? You've got these kind of battleship grey tiles almost, and with a big pop of
the grey in itself, it like works. It kind of obviously is quite subdued in this kind of setting. I wonder if they did that for a pop of colour. But yeah, interesting.
Reminiscent, no, of the Victoria line, doing those little sort of tiled seating
The
booths.
booth kind of area.
Like it, not seeing that style elsewhere. But
I mean,
like
we've been on our feet for a while, so have a little.
You're going to have a moment.
Have a little rest.
My other thing I rather like just here is, again, for Alex, you know how he always references the Equalizer and kind of New York subway? Those sort of stairs with the colonnades have got
Indeed.
a bit of a,
I wish I'd got that. You beat me to it.
So there we go. I'm going to do a sweep for the start of the show.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Suddenly thought your tripod might not be able to deal with that little blustery breeze there, but it did all right.
I say that's shot of the show. Should we carry on down?
So as there's just two of us, and Chris, you're obviously a master of the camera, I've been given the keys.
That's right. This is happening increasingly often, I've noticed.
We're going to go for this one first.
So cupboards built into platforms, generally a good place to look.
Let's go with exciting or not exciting. What are you going with?
Well,
what do you think?
I'm gonna go exciting to the point that I'm going to put the light on, because I reckon
you are excited.
I reckon
like
we've
it.
got stuff going on.
You do?
Yeah.
Right. If I do this, do you want to do the light switch?
Okay. Well, assuming there is one. So we're in the pump.
Christmas
yes.
rides. Christmas rides.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
What? Oh my lord.
Hang on. My eyes can't take in. We've got the lovely green tiles.
Yeah, do you remember we saw, Elephant Castle on the city in South London there? We saw this.
Hang on, is that black or blue? Or no, that's the movie.
So you've got lots going on. Right?
Words, brain,
So
can't filter.
These sort of border strips are black colour, sort of almost charcoaly, but as you say, it almost goes to mauve. Then you've got this beautiful dark green, and then, do you remember what's funny about these tiles? The white and probably the blue ones as well?
Glass?
No.
Ceramic?
Well, in a way. Do you remember magnet?
Oh.
Let's give it a try. There we go.
He knew it.
Look at that. So those ones, those infill ones, and I think the blue ones will be as well. Yeah, there we go. Those are a enamelled metal tile. And look at over there.
It's like a cherry on a cake over there.
It really is. So you've got...
It's the dusting on the mince pie.
You're going for that Christmas
There's always a food reference.
So you've got
Oh
the tail
my
end of an enamel
goodness.
frieze with Northern Line on it.
Can we make anything of this poster out, or is it too amazingly fragmented?
It's tricky, isn't it?
Menzies.
I think what the problem is, we've got layers. We've got lots of layers, so I think that'd take a bit to decode, but amazing it survives, tucked away behind the pump.
Well, that was an exceptionally exciting cupboard. I can't get my words out.
Me too. Well, look, there's other doors that I think we should take a look in.
Oh, hang on, light.
Thank you, well done.
What's behind the red door?
Well,
Mr.
straight on
Nix?
to the next one, let's find out.
I feel like we're being spoilt today.
Well, I don't know.
That was enough.
We'll see what we find.
I'm easily pleased. Oh God, that's really heavy.
Well,
Be
there's
careful.
lights in here. Yeah. Oh. Well, these are less impressive tiles. Again, I'm guessing from the 60s. We've seen these kind of like rectangular, almost mosaics before. Look. Now that is what I was hoping to find.
Oh. Alice in Wonderland, here we come.
So look, you've got glass tiles on the left-hand side.
I just got the wrong room. They were here.
And I mean, it's all a bit blocked off. But, oh look, the treads.
Oh, here we go.
Oh man.
Here we go.
I'm
Treads.
super excited now, Laura.
Yay!
Because look,
So you've matched my...
Moorgate, King William Street.
Yeah, exactly.
We see these like wooden set block treads.
They're on our Moorgate tour, aren't they?
They are. That is classic city in South London. Oh man. Oh man, as I look over there, you can see the black glass tile bandings. They're actually in remarkably good condition. That is fantastic. I'm just having a quick sketch. Sorry, Laura. I'll let you get in there and have a look yourself.
You hunker down and do what you need to do.
I'm just trying to see if there's any signage sort of fired into the walls at all, because that is a heck of a find. Who knew? That's brilliant.
What a little find.
Right, Laura, your turn. You get in there and have a geek out. Have the torch.
Have the beans.
Yeah.
I love this. This is like, oh, you're right, those tiles are in exceptionally good condition.
And it's just because they've been kind of sealed away.
Just hidden.
That they've effectively been protected. They're now in a crawl space. And you can see from those 60s tiles above your head that this happened a long time ago, and that's why they've been allowed to survive.
Just think of how many people have trodden these stairs, where they were going and what they were doing. And now they're just kind of sealed off and...
Well, left as a handy museum for us to go and find.
Yes, exactly.
Well, look, I've looked at the diagram, so I know what kind of tunnels were here. This is, I think, a taster of it. So I think upwards and onwards.
What, any significance of the yellow or the...
I think it's just your... we've seen that at... We've seen that at Moorgate, haven't we?
Yeah.
That sort of yellowy overpaint. I think it's just overpainting to sort
fair
of
enough.
try and cheer them up. Pretty good,
They were two very exciting doors.
Yeah, good start. That's kind of cute, Laura. There's a little sign referencing the Great Northern's electrics being run from King's Cross. So here we are on a link corridor.
Yep.
On our way to the...
Also known as a wind tunnel.
Yeah, it is a bit with the train behind, isn't it? But we're on our way up to the British Rail or Network Rail side of the station.
Just going to go and check out what's going on up here. No stone left unturned, Nick.
Quite right. I'm loving the corridor.
Ooh, curvy.
Look at the curviness of it. It's great.
Trains to Welwyn.
And it looks like we've just got lots of overpainted tiles all the way down. I wonder what they were like.
Yeah.
Do you think they had any colour?
Hope so.
I'm not seeing any sort of glimpses of it through there.
Love a little bit of colour.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
We've got cast iron steps again, a bit like at Earl's Court.
Fountain of knowledge, Mr. Nix. We're getting our steps in today.
You really are. Now, I think these are quite helpful because it shows you where the line's going. If we let's start with the easy one over there. Let's go some more Moorgate.
Let's hope people don't get the wrong train.
Go on it and enjoy it. But here, this takes us to some other places which long-term viewers may have heard us talk about on plans for Northern Heights.
Absolutely.
And all of that expansion. So once upon a time, 38 stocks would have been rolling through there.
Rolling on through.
Should we have a quick look?
Yeah, let's do it.
Because these tunnels are a bit different to the tube ones. Look how big they are. So yeah, they're quite a bit bigger, and a tube train would really rattle around in that space, wouldn't it?
I can't stop thinking about the 38 stock.
Yeah.
It's very nostalgic.
Also, look, only 3 rails. I know there's one in the middle, but that's just resting there. It's not a power
Moot
rail.
point.
So yeah. But yeah, it's quite a bit different. to the tube, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's mainly
bigger
on
sense of
scale.
space. Yeah.
Right then, I'm still hungry to find those tunnels.
I know you
so
are.
Let's go.
So Chris, I think we might have found our tile question answer.
Just go to show, if you walk around a place long enough.
Walk around a corner. I mean, it's not colour, but it's that lovely black. I'm going the black kind of mauve combo. I know
Well,
it's probably just black.
it is the City in South London glass tile. So you've got the black glass border tile and the white main tile. So probably somewhere behind there's a little border strip one as well.
Some little pieces of history just peeling off.
Yeah. It's amazing to me that you can just plaster over that and paint
I know.
it.
Outrageous.
Yeah, actually, everywhere you look, there's little glimpses poking out. So, well, it's nice it survives.
That's a good little find.
And we found the bottom of the stairwell, Law, which bodes well, doesn't it?
I mean...
because we know the lift shafts are near that, and I think you have the door, the key, and most importantly, the secrets. So,
She does.
we in?
So indeed, we have the key.
Hey!
The secret. Oh, it's a big one.
Right, let's head... immediately. Love it.
Bringing the camera behind you.
Oh, Law. Look at this.
Mind your feet.
I spy a light. It's a tricksy door you've got there, Law.
It is. You've got. It's because I'm trying not to get dirty hands.
you're gonna get grimed.
If I just relinquished.
Yeah, give it a good tug.
Control.
Shut. That's it.
There
Well
we go.
done. I think there's a light switch there, mate. Do you wanna... Let's see what we can see with that one. Oh, that's better.
What have we got?
Lordy, that's a big fan and duct, isn't it?
Oh my goodness.
Look at the tiles. Look, it's got the double border.
It has.
You've got the slim border
Thinner
and then the thick one. In
bands.
fact, I'm going to go in for an extreme close-up.
Extreme moment with Christopher Nooks.
Oh, I'm on it like a seagull on chips. Oh, I'm just loving it. It's got to be worth looking for any signage fired in as well, hasn't it? Do we think?
Yes.
Maybe, I tell you what, a little bit of light might help on the panel as well.
Oh.
It's like a red overwash.
Yeah.
You often find little direction signs sort of pointing towards lift or stairs. So, do you remember at Moorgate, you've got quite a bit of that, haven't you?
Secret squirrel signage.
Yeah. But look at this,
Oh,
you've got
yeah,
like two
look.
different sizes
Yes.
of tunnel.
Got like a smaller inner band.
And they've carefully tiled it in as well.
It's very well done.
It is. Lovely.
In my expert tiling knowledge
Well,
that I
hang
now
on
have.
a moment. Look at this. Are we going to have
Let's do
the shaft reveal moment?
The upwards moment. That's impressive.
Look at that. That is impressive.
Alex and Siddy, you would be impressed too.
Oh, it's all going on, isn't it? You've got this massive duct sort of coming up here. Ginormous fan down
Great
here.
word, ginormous.
Ginormous. I've brought it out for the
love
new
it.
series. And then look, this is clearly a concrete plinth, like
Yeah.
the type we've seen before that used to have a fan on it, presumably an older
Bit
design
down
one.
streety.
100% down street, yeah. That is big, isn't it?
It's impressive. I can't
is-
lie.
I mean, if this was a two-lift arrangement, yeah, it's a trapezoidal two-lift arrangement.
Yep.
Enormous. And this enormous piece of what looks like ordinary railway line rail. And
Oh.
the guide rails. I know it's a bit much to stand underneath it. I wish I'd caught your expression there, Lord. It's proper like.
I was like right underneath it. Always look up, always
Yeah.
look up.
But there's quite a few of them. If you look
yeah, of
around
course.
the space. And of course a
Oh, he's
Black and
up.
Decker workmate, because why not?
Trust you to spot a little workbench.
Hey, this is fun. This is this looks like a kind of a watertight door.
It does.
It's got those handles for kind of, really sealing it in strong. That's a bit random just seeing it lurking here, isn't it?
Has it just been like placed here?
Well,
Dumped? Left?
I'm seeing something else that looks quite reinforced and floodgatey.
Yeah.
just here. So I think this is where the floodgates have been brought when they've been retired.
Heareth, resteth the floodgates.
Oh, Laura.
Oh, hang on.
I've just found something else.
Okay.
So the other thing which I've just spotted down here, again, long-standing fans of the show may recognise this too. Do you see that cabinet?
Ooh.
It's just like the ones that we have at Clapham.
It is.
It's a slightly different design, I think, but I bet it's exactly the same
Well
purpose.
spotted.
And this looks to me, I haven't had to crawl before
This is,
for a while.
yeah, good exploration work.
I think that is a motor speed control unit.
I mean, I concur.
We'll go with that, shall we? Yeah, we've got.
And this
Very
would
similar
be
one.
in the plant room at Clapham.
Yeah, that's right. It's down in the plant room. It's another, that one that we've got at Clapham is a standard
Yep.
London Transport one. They were used for controlling motors, and in this case, and in this place, I would say it would be for a fan motor.
Makes sense.
Look, I think this is the route into our next bit.
I kind of don't know if you're joking or not.
No.
Serious?
Gotta love, yeah, Hobbit door it is. I
Okay.
think, on you go.
Shall we try it? Oh, it's very blustery. Oh. Oh, I do like exploring with you, Nix.
Yeah.
Are we going in?
Yeah,
Sorry,
we
that's a
are
big
totally
face shot,
going
isn't
in.
it?
In we go.
Oh my goodness.
Is it good?
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, that is good. Oh. Wow, I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Chris!
That is fantastic. Christmas has arrived early.
It has.
We've got this massive kind of air splitter, curved one, just like it's a mini version of the one at Euston. So I'm going to go around this side.
Okay, come through.
Oh, city road vibes, or what? Look, you've got original York stone flags. The flagstones, like massive slabs of stone, which is exactly what we saw at City Road.
Oh, I didn't bring a baby wipe, but
There's clearly been some modifications in here, Laura, as well, because look, you can see where they've sort of chased a wall or some sort of duct into the ceiling.
throw a little light on this bit.
Oh, you hero,
This
Laura.
little light of mine.
You.
Oh my goodness.
That's epic. Well, look, I'm going to have to give it the beans because it's so dark.
Let's
in
do
here.
it. Let's do
Let's
it.
get the
Make sure I'm not.
torchy out.
Oh my goodness. Look at the curved tiles.
Sorry, I did just go a bit speechless there.
That's like insane.
I'm going in on your handiwork again there, Laura, because you did a fine job of cleaning that up and showing just how polished they are when they're not covered in lots of dust.
Chris, my Monday just got a whole lot better. Oh my goodness.
I can't believe I've not been here before.
I mean, Chris, I can't lie, but considering we were going to walk past that door on our way out from the Patreon section,
I know.
and that we've just discovered this bit.
I didn't think we were going to be able to get in, but look at this.
I did say to Chris on the way here, is there going to be much at Old Street?
Answer, very much yes.
Famous last words from Law. What are we going to see today? I love the curves.
Yeah, do you know, I'm enjoying just doing this swinging shot, Laura. And
You
even more
swing
so
around,
with you in
Nix,
it.
you swing.
So just from there, admire that curve out to the splitter there. What an epic.
I mean, if passageways exude beauty, this does.
I'm sorry that Alex and Siddy couldn't be here to see this one and experience it, because it's just amazing. Hey, look at where the tiles crack, just how bright white
Yes.
that is when you put a light on it. That's just, wow.
That's incredible considering how dusty
It is.
it is. Are we allowed past this section?
Yeah, thanks, Law.
No, absolutely
me
no worries.
Get in there properly. I'm just on the quest for any sort of extra direction finding.
I'm loving your enthusiasm. I'm on a quest.
How often do you get
A space like this.
a city in South London original glass tile tunnel to look at? So, yeah, it's been rendered over.
There's always a section
There is.
of
I'm
this.
carrying on. just mind the floor level changes a bit there.
Thank you.
We get the tiles back again, the banding.
Yep, small section here.
And then, again, the wall's been curved out to aid the airflow. And, oh, wow, actually, possibly... Oh, right, look, we're back to...
I couldn't see for a moment because of the curve what you could see.
Again, we're back to the metal tiles with the enamel glaze on them. So all of that wall is done like that. Wow, there's another one over here, look.
Oh my goodness, we've been spoilt today.
We really have. Well, it looks like there's a sign over there as well.
Shine your lovely torch on that band, the darker band of tiles. Can you see like a really, they've, like the blue and the...
Yeah, I'm just looking on the camera. Yeah, the camera's
see
seeing
it
it.
as
If
much?
you just come in a little bit, those look blue, don't they?
Yeah.
Actually, let's just check. No, they are. I think it's just a variation in the glaze. I should rather like the blue.
It's the blue's lovely.
Yeah. Wow.
It's that inky midnight blue we talk about, isn't it?
Fantastic. Now,
Nice spin.
now look, I'm just looking at that massive bracket, and look, there's a pivot. Look, on the floor, you see there's a roller plate. You know that
I went up.
door that we found, the floodgate door?
Yes, yes.
I bet that's where it was.
Oh, I like your jigsaw puzzle mind, piecing it all
You
together.
don't see them very often. I think the last time we actually saw one like that was it as far ago as Embankment episode.
You might be right.
I'm sure the viewers will tell us if we're wrong on that. Oh, you are right, Law. We've been spoilt by this one, haven't we? Well, should we head back to the lift shaft?
Chris, what a site visit.
Mind actually blown, and I feel like Christmas has come early with that one.
We're like children that are just giddy with excitement. And I think because of all of the work that's going on above ground that we kind of saw when we both came to the station, it makes that kind of past, present, future even more kind of special in a way.
Really does. So I always enjoy and explore with Law, but
we've done well today.
We really have
missed
surpassed it.
the others, can't lie.
All right, well, time for lunch.
Let's do it.
I mean, where do we start? For a start, how many different tiles did we count in each of the various bits of that station? Siddy, we weren't there. I have got epic FOMO on this one.
I know. Anything from the mosaic to the green line in the floor down to the, well, I guess eggnog tiles. Actually, those remind me of some of the ones out by Heathrow that are sort of like early 60s and then like into the 70s. So definitely has a sense of time about it. But yeah, so many different tiles. I'm very jealous you guys got to see all of that.
Gorgeous. Of all the ones you saw, Laura, I have to say, I was trying to tot up how many different types of tiles, but I gave up in the end. What would you say was your favourite of all of them? Because we literally have tiles through the eras, don't we, in that station, unbeknownst to most of us.
Yeah, there's a lovely collection. Some obviously in kind of plain view. So if you're in the station, and obviously some in the kind of disused abandoned sections as well. But it's probably got to be where I asked Chris to shine the light on the top band. And you can see the variation between the kind of midnight blue and that kind of dark brown black, and just how I love that when it's the same band, but all of that kind of shading and ombre in it. That was a particular treat.
It's gorgeous stuff. I mean, look, these are my notes that I scribbled as I was going. There is so much on here, Nixie. First of all, you got very excited about your step treads, which we love it when you do that. Dangerously excited about your step treads. Let's start with that, because that takes us back to 1901, doesn't it? Big time history lesson for that.
Absolutely, yeah. I think when we find stuff that goes back that far, that somehow managed to survive hidden away in a forgotten corner of the station, it's always a really big moment for me, because there really isn't that much of it out there. And I also like the way that you can, as we know, we've done more and more and more of this stuff. You start to find that you can go, well, hang on, this station is of the same era as, say, Moorgate or Embankment or Elephant and Castle, and you can anticipate what you might find and where you might find it. So as we've done ever more of this in series 8, even better each time.
Now, I also wrote down speed control unit. That was a bit of a strange find, wasn't it, Nixie? Because it was in the middle of all that scaffolded stuff, and then suddenly there's these really old boxes that you immediately clocks from the war shelters.
That's right. Yeah. We very occasionally find these kind of legacy bits of equipment surviving. And it's odd when they do survive because they normally do get stripped out when the equipment changes. I think the last time I strayed across a control box like that I wasn't expecting was when Siddy and I were doing Stockwell. Do you remember?
Oh, yeah.
We went into the vent tunnels there and there was a similar one just kind of boop, right there. But most of those have gone from the system and been replaced by modern units.
And I've got a question for, it would probably be Chris and Siddy, this one. But when we were looking at the tiles originally from the City and South London Railway, if I cast my mind back to the very origins of it, there are these funny fleur-de-lis that you see at Elephant Castle on the emergency stairs, okay, right back in history. But I didn't see any of those at Old Street. Does that mean that when the City and South London Railway was pushed north, they gave up on those little detail siddles?
Yes, they did. So the fleur-de-lis ones of the original one from 1890, that was from Stockwell up to King William Street, they're actually ceramic. So they're kind of more similar to the ones that, you have at Leslie Green ones and that sort of thing. So they're thicker and way more expensive. And even though the City in South London was a success financially, they still had very, very tight margins on building those extension stations. So instead, they used glass tiles that are much thinner and, abandoned any kind of pattern or anything like that. So from Moorgate upwards up to Euston, you have mostly just those plain white and kind of black brownish glass tiles.
It's so cool. And referencing, this is so funny because now we're doing chunks of lines that we're doing in previous episodes. So thinking back to Angel's episode, Nixie, and we were going around all of those corridors in the disused parts of Angel. And of course, we saw them on that documentary, 40 Minutes Out the Angel. We then at Old Street saw those sheets of metal tiles that we also saw at Embankment on the steps down to the Circle and District lines. We're starting to see patterns, aren't we? And I mean, the idea of having sheets of tiles to me is a bonkers situation. But I suppose it was just a revolution at the time when it came to decorating places that have got curves.
Absolutely, yeah. Just a different way of doing it. And the other thing which I like about that the comparison you make with Angel, remember with the Chalk Farm episode recently, again, we found those peculiarly kind of rectangular, chunky tiles hiding outside one of the lifts there as well. And there's those similar but smaller ones that we saw here in that first set of stairs that had been truncated.
Did anyone have an idea of how much there would be at Angel before? Because I know sometimes we are totally dumbfounded by what we see, but did anybody on the team think, I bet that's a bit of a treasure trove? Because I have to say, Old Street was not on my radar at all.
I don't think I thought there'd be quite that much, but once I'd started doing the research before we went there, I started to think, oh, hang on, you've got not one, but two very old lines that have had, over a century of modification. So I did hope there would be quite a lot, but I was still surprised.
It still makes me, I still have to stop myself really getting too excited, because when I think about that, probably our biggest rated episodes, Finsbury Park, and when we're walking down those tunnels, the Great Northern and City Railway tunnels we walked down, if you carried on down there, we would have got to Old Street and Moorgate and Essex Road and all of those. And when you piece all this together, you suddenly realise we were actually making quite a good little checkerboard, a patchwork of London through these episodes. It's superb. Have I missed anything off my list? Oh, Great Northern Electrics. My goodness, that's what it used to be called. And I didn't realise, I've only just realised, Great Northern Electrics, Great Northern and City Railway. So everything in that little line's history links back to the very origins of it, Law. I mean, it's so rich in history, but some of those lovely little details have been allowed to sort of linger for longer.
Yeah, I sometimes feel like my brain works in kind of the smaller piece of the jigsaw puzzle, and I get very excited about that particular piece, so like an episode. But Chris was really helping me at the Old Street site visit kind of put those pieces together and make the bigger picture, which is kind of where I feel all of your brains automatically are. You have this huge kind of picture, and then you kind of take the little pieces out, and I kind of do it in reverse, if that makes sense. So Old Street was kind of helping me piece it all together. So I really, really enjoyed it.
I'm so glad you were able to go, because if the Tile Queen's going to go to any one of them, my goodness, it's got to be Old Street, hasn't it, really? I think I've got everything. The equalizer stairs were fabulous. And as I say, I think we are all in the world of old when we realise that a Black & Decker workmate is a vintage product. This is now scaring the living daylights out of me. I've suddenly got very, very old. But thank you so much, because that was such a cool visit. Have we got any Nix's picks today, Nix?
Yeah, of course we have. We've got some absolute crackers here. So this is the original incarnation of the station. You remember I was saying it's very simple brick arches? Well, there you go.
Now, is that where there's a coffee stand, or was a coffee stand now? And then
don't forget that whole area has expanded.
Yeah.
And the escalators allow it to come to the side. So don't be thrown by where the roads are on this, because it's all modified.
So this must be when? 19 teens?
This is 1915, this photo is taken.
Yeah.
See the complex tram network junction outside it.
Yeah. And also just the underground map next to it. And that, it's very indicative of the teens, isn't it?
Isn't it interesting as well,
Metropolitan Railway there.
I'm just fascinated by this. It's Metropolitan, as you say, Siddles, and the underground right side by side. And that this 2 years on, 2 years off thing was cool as well.
Yeah, and that's it. So the Metropolitan Line Railway's taken over, and they were doing that 2 years on and off, as you say. So, should we have a look inside it?
Yes.
There we go.
And that's where we're looking at that. That's Charles Holden style.
Yeah, we're into the 1920s at this point, because it's been modified, and you can see those tiles are like a little bit like the ones we saw in that first little cupboard that we looked in on the platform. You've got your nice timber balustrades in there as well.
Is that a flaw in the photograph, or a major mold spot right there on the ceiling?
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, a little bit of water ingress, perhaps. Yeah. Well, and the outside has changed as well at this point, so you can see.
Wow!
Don't love that.
It's quite a plain facelift, isn't it?
Yeah.
It reminds me a bit of the stuff like the Swiss cottage stuff that got built. Is that right? Am I thinking of the right thing?
And also,
it's a little bit. It's a slightly different look there, but of course by this point the things are moving around, because you've got escalators here, so new station building to go with that. And if we have a look, it's those unusual early escalators that didn't have the comb arrangement, so you didn't go on at the end of the escalator. You kind of slewed on from the side of it. We've talked about these before. I don't think we've had such a good photo of one before.
That's incredible. I mean, but also look at the ceiling. That it's just literally below the ground, I suppose. It's subsurface. It's utterly fascinating.
There you go, Alex. You can't sit on the handrail on that one. No sliding down.
Well, we can always try, love. We can always try. Fire extinguishers in a box as well. Look at that. That's just this embarrassment of riches.
It's all got that vibe of we're open, but we're not really finished yet. And if you look on the floor, I think there's some more of what Siddy was alluding to the that beam earlier that had the dirty grate stain on it. I think there's the water's still getting in at this point.
Can you imagine using that station though with not a tile on the wall? It's just sort of we just scratch the walls, ready to put the tiles on, but you can
also what I like is that divider, because today if there's a certain way that they'd like you to walk, in and out, they just put tensor barriers up. Here's like big, no, this is the way you're going.
Incredible, isn't it?
Like a huge block.
if we think this looks unfinished, should we wind forward to then the 60s refurb of the station and have a look at the disruption caused there? Check this out.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
That's in 1964, and they really have taken the whole road up for this one.
Because it's a very busy interchange. I mean, it's quite a crucial part of kind of the edge of the City of London.
Yeah, absolutely. But
And
gorgeous. Fascinating history lesson here, guys. Fascinating.
And so we've gone from that fairly plain but still nicely done, fairly grand original brick building to the 20s one that you categorically didn't like, to, well, then what it was like
that's
very
familiar.
recently,
Yeah.
which was that.
And the sad thing of it is that's the old street that I've always remembered. It's why I've probably been a bit sort of meh about the place, because to me, what came before it is so much more beautiful than what's there now. And I'm really hoping that in this new rebuild, we're going to get that kind of passion back for the bits that we can see, because now we know what's behind closed doors. It's also tantalizing, isn't it, at Old Street?
I think the entrance certainly is certainly, Laura. I thought it was going to be rather a nice arrival there at the station. What do you think of it?
This one, or when we arrived at it?
The new one that we could see and build, compared with this one that we can see on it.
Yeah, I thought we'd be able to see more as well. Siddy's right. We should have realised that there was a little bit more going on. But I actually really liked the frontage of the image you showed before. I know it wasn't you three weren't really into it. I actually really, really liked it.
Was that the one with the white tiles?
Yeah.
It reminded me a little bit of the old Angel station.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean? And I
thought,
like you, actually.
It looked really inviting. I really like it.
Well, it sort of looked really clean, didn't it? Whereas a lot of the other old buildings in London at the time would have been really grubby and horrible. That just looked quite pristine, almost clinical.
I think the interesting thing about this latest refurb, though, is that they're going to keep essentially that ticket hall bit, which we looked very similar in the film today. Obviously, the ticket windows are no longer functioning, and the ticket machines have moved on a little bit from these early automatic ones here. But essentially that 60s look is still there. Quite like those red columns, actually.
Amazing.
And on the platform, you've still got, look, there we are. That's it in the 70s, but that's recognizably what we were on when we went
Absolutely.
down.
Gosh, yeah.
What I would love for that station, and that really would completely make me fall in love with the place, is if they could retile the platforms in either Charles Holden pastiche or City and South London Railway pastiche. It would be lovely to take this station right back to its origins, so everybody could see what you guys got to see in those cupboards.
Yeah, you'd have to find somebody skilled in working with metal enamel tiles or wafer-thin glass tiles.
Wafer-thin.
Be interesting. They're only wafer-thin.
Wafer-thin.
My final image for you is not of the station, it's of a poster, because I thought we should have at least one. And it's an artist which I know you rather like, Laura. One of your favourite posters was done by this artist, Kate Galloway. But here's her work advertising the flower markets in that area.
Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Absolutely love this. Look at that use of colour. Divine.
And you can say that flower seller's been working out. He's been lifting some heavy blooms. Look at the colour.
Yeah, he's skipped quite a few leg days, this one.
Yeah, he's done a few leg days. He's lifted a lot of rubber plants. That's what he's done. It's marvellous stuff. The Monster Man. Fabulous. I mean, look, what an embarrassment of riches we've had today from Old Street. You're lucky people. Lucky people. And just because I'd love to keep this on a tile thread for our notes, queries and questions today. And Laura, Siddy and Chris, suddenly things are going to make sense. Do you remember at the beginning of series 1, we had those questions about the stencil tiles and what they all meant? And we worked out, and thanks to you watching, thank you very much, because you told us that these were stencils to do with the different types of poster that Man with Glue came up and where to shove it. It was marvellous. Well, we've got a new bit of information that's come through today. Now, obviously, you know that I love Kentish Town Station. And when we did the Christmas episode last year, that was the one where Nixie and I recreated Titanic. Do you remember? Nixie obviously was Leonardo DiCaprio because of it's just too uncanny, the likeness. We
City's
were
awesome Swanee whistle work as well.
and there was Carry On in there as well. But when we were walking down to the southbound platform, we found a Woolliscroft Makers tile. Now, it wouldn't have been unusual for us all to sit and think, why is it there and not by the lifts? Okay, that's the first thing. Clock that. At Chalk Farm a couple of weeks ago, Nixie and I found a Makers tile as you approach the southbound platform on the wall, and Nixie quite rightly noted that it was surrounded by a lot of new tiles. Clock that as well. Fast forward to you, lovely Simon, who used to work there. He says this, and I'm absolutely, my mind is blown by your brains, guys. And suddenly, team, you're going to love this. There was a second Maker's Name tile at Chalk Farm. However, it was given to Kentish Town as their tile got broken during refurbishment. Also, the one at Chalk Farm is not in its original place, as during the refurbishment there, it sat in a cupboard in the supervisor's office for safekeeping. Now,
wow,
that is
fantastic.
why we love you guys, because that makes all of the questions in our minds go away. We finally got the answer. Why was it at Kentish Town there? Because it wasn't originally at Kentish Town. It was put there when it was retiled. Why was the one at Chalk Farm put there? Because it was moved. That is so good. What do you think of that, Law? Our viewers have clocked it again.
What the best thing is your reaction, because you're piecing it all together. But thank you to Simon for sending that in, because it's just super, super lovely that people are kind of watching the episodes, understanding our questions and trying to help us kind of in the journey as well. So thank you very much.
It's so nice. And I had a little conversation with Simon on email, and it's just, he worked at the ticket office at Chalk Farm for 15 years and was there during the refurbishment. Also confirmed the tile info with a former supervisor who was there, during the said refurbishment. I also forgot to say that the little tea and coffee place on the outside part of the original floor is still there from 1907. How cool is that, Siddles?
That is awesome. It's awesome. I mean, again, like we always say, these places are forgotten pockets of history. Museums in their own right.
They are indeed. Look up, don't look down. Thank you so much. As always, you love us. Thank you. We love you. You've found us on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and comment down below. Find us on Instagram, Alex Grundon, Chris Nix, City Holloway, Hidden London Law, and at LT Museum. First of all, Nixie, thank you for that amazing look around Old Street.
Yeah, fabulous place. So sorry you guys couldn't go, and I hope we can take you back there for a quick look around at some point. I do have to say about the tile at Kentish Town. I'm sure we found one as well in the lift shaft entrance, so maybe they didn't realise they actually did still have one on the station when they nicked one from Chalk Farm. But nonetheless, great to have that cleared up, and thank you so much.
Absolutely wonderful stuff. Laura Hilton Brown, come to you next. Thank you so much, my lovely, and I really hope this was the tile fest that you hoped it would be.
Well, thank you to Chris for being my partner in grime that day. And thank you for you two for just being so lovely about all the clips that we found for you. And I hope you do get to go back there someday, because that would be really, really super cool. And I hope everyone enjoyed watching the episode.
Gorgeous stuff. City Holloway, Siddles. I think with this totally needs a bit of an Alex and Siddles returns to Old Street.
I think so too. Maybe we should, pop by and record something and surprise the other two. Let's have a little think, shall we?
We did have a little think about that. Thank you as always. We're back somewhere really, really cool very, very soon indeed. In the meantime, have yourselves a great day and stay safe.